Hey there kids, DannyBoy018 with a Monarch update. Classic Monarchs, actually, not all that fancy Frognarch stuff or whatever you got running around, just straight up Monarchs. However, I guess it's not that straight up. But anyways, on to the deck. We have, for starters, standard 3 Caius, and then my own personal 2 Ryza and 3 Thesti. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why am I running 3 Thesti over 2 Ryza? And the answer to that question is I like the hand control presented by Thesti, and I honestly don't know. I don't think Ryza does that much. I think people give it too much credit. But that's my opinion. You obviously can disagree. I don't care. Well, I guess I do care. If you have a valid point, go ahead and post it. I'd like to hear it. Thesti's also great for first turn Monarch dropping when you soul exchange their 1 monster and target their hand when they play it slow and defensive. Next up, we have, also pretty standard in Monarchs, our Cyber Dragon. Now, I would run 3 of these, except that I don't really have room. Got a lot of fun stuff running around in my deck, so 3 Cyber Dragon, not at the top of my list. Next up we have, which is also pretty standard for Monarchs, Gors, Emissary of Darkness, and Fader. Now, I only run 2 Fader for the same reason that I only run 2 Cyber Dragon. I don't have enough room. Now, that's not exactly as viable. Most people would say 3 Faders required. I disagree. It seems to work pretty well at 2. So yeah, just 2. Next up we have another absolute staple in Monarchs, Treeborn. You gotta run Treeborn. Godly in any Monarch deck, no matter what anyone says. Just 1 is fine, especially if you're not running Frognarchs. Actually, if you're running Frognarchs, you need 2. But that's not the point. Anyways, Treeborn, must have in Monarch builds. Must have. Now comes my tech. I have 2 Dandy, which actually I guess isn't that much tech, but, we'll get to that. Dandy, fun stuff. Tribute it, get a Monarch, pitch it, get tokens, you know what I mean. Great for Synchro and Tribute, all that stuff. Good stuff. Next up we have my favorites. Level Eater, Plague, and Glow Up Bulb. Obviously these have their uses as Tribute and Synchro Manipulation, which is really, really nice. So yeah, pretty basic, nothing too complex. And here's the weird stuff. I have Quick Draw Synchron, which gives more purpose to Dandelion, and I have the Tricky. Now, Quick Draw, more Synchro options, and gives Dandy lots of purpose, and more use. Tricky, just another Synchro option, plus I pitch a Dandy or a Level Eater or something like that to special summon it for Tribute or Synchro Manipulation into Arcanite Magician, which is pretty boss, you gotta admit. Gotta love Arcanite Magician. That is my monster lineup. That's 21 monsters, in case you were wondering. I don't know if you were. But yeah. Next up we have my spells, and we have to start off with standard Soul Exchange, Enemy Controller, and Book of Moon. Now, lots of people like to run 3s of each of these. I find that 2 is enough. Soul Exchange, great for minusing or plussing over your opponent because you remove one of their tribute one of their monsters instead of your own. Enemy Controller, same idea, just abusing Treeborn in the process, and on top of that, it can be used as a defense in case you're running into problems. And then Book of Moon, which helps you get over lots of issues that you may be running into with effects such as Stardust and such. Standard, good stuff. Next we have Monster Reborn, which is also pretty standard. It's Monster Reborn. Can't go wrong with Monster Reborn, unless you're a moron. Now, I'm not calling anyone a moron, I'm just saying if you fail with this, you're a moron. Next up we have Foolish Burial. And yes, I know it's really pretentious to laugh at my own jokes. Anyways, Foolish Burial, 1 for 1. Great for this build to pitch Level Eater, Plague, Dandy, Bulb, all that fun stuff. Treeborn, obviously. Insta Treeborn. These are just really good tag. Good stuff. Good stuff. Dark Hole. Enough said. And then 2 MST. And with no Heavy Storm, lots of Spell Trap Hate. Great stuff. Great stuff. That is 12 spells, in case you were wondering, 2.0. Next up we have my 9 traps. And I'm kind of on the fence about my traps at the moment because I haven't really gotten a whole lot of testing done, plus there's some things that just are kind of sketched to begin with. So we have 2D Prison and 1 Bottomless. I'm not really liking the single Bottomless because it feels kind of out of place and random, but these are pretty standard, pretty obvious why they're in here. Takes care of lots of different things that are going on with my opponent's deck. Next up we have Solemn Warning and Solemn Judgment. I only have 1 warning, but even if I had more, I would still only run 1. Good tech. Knocks your opponent's big plays out of whack and keeps you from getting annihilated in lots of cases. You know, anti-JD, all that jazz. And although JD's not that big of a force right now, but you know, Light Storms are still playable. People just don't know how to run them or something. I don't know. Anyways, next we have Torrential and Mirror Force. And I just noticed that my Torrential Tribute, the writing, although I guess you can't really tell, is kind of off-centered, which is cool, I guess. Anyways, standard stuff here. It's Torrential and Mirror Force. Can't go wrong. Now, some would say that these mass destruction cards are not good for the meta, but I disagree because it's pretty easy to get around them because you have to set them first. Which is why they ban cards that let you just play cards straight from your hand. Trap cards anyways. Like Maki or the Destructor. And here are my 2 big question cards. Call of the Haunted and the Golden Apples. Now for those of you that may not know, the Golden Apples is one of the secret rares from the new Storm of Ragnarok pack, which just came out, or that we just had the sneaks. I don't know if it's out yet. I don't pay that much attention. Anyways, it's basically Gores in trap form, only you regain the life points and you only get a token instead of getting a monster and a token. And then Call of the Haunted. I don't know, it gets in the way of Treeborn, and it's pretty easy to get it stuck on the field accidentally, and then I have to waste my MST or something on it, and it's just a huge pain. But I don't know, it can be very useful too for reviving tuners and monarchs and such, for that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I gotta do some more testing. Next up we have the extra deck, which is actually not exactly right because I have to get my Arcanite Magician, but that's beside the point. So I run Stardust. It's Stardust, what can you say? Pretty standard. Junk Destroyer, thanks to Quick Draw Synchron, we have access to him, and he is good stuff, my friends. Dark and Dragon. Why not? It's a level 8, and I can pull it off with Caius. So, yeah. Then Black Rose, pulled off with Dandy, good for Dandy abuse, because I can remove my Dandy. And then here's the mistake. I have Scrap Archfiend instead of Arcanite Magician. However, I might try and find a way to fit him in with Arcanite, because having both level 7s is not a bad idea. Although I guess Black Rose is a level 7, so that may not actually be the case. Drill Warrior. Fun tech thanks to Quick Draw and making it available. Yugioh. What can you say? It's Yugioh. And then Brio. It's Brio. You know, pretty standard. Junk Warrior. Access because of Quick Draw. Although the only way I can pull it off is with Level Eater. But I have Level Eater in the deck, so I guess that's a viable option, huh? Next is Cataster. Armory Arm. Good level 4 synchro in case I have multiple tuners and I want to get to a higher level synchro. Plus, it's pretty good if you have a monster that needs a little boost in attack. Formula Synchron. Great thing because it's the same idea behind Armory Arm. Well, it's pretty much the exact same thing behind Armory Arm, except it can't be used as a beater like Armory Arm. Anyways, plus it has draw capabilities, which is really nice. Colossal Fighter gets around Nitro Warrior, Scrap Dragon, any kind of 2800 or lower, and it comes back, which is really nice. Nice little pain in the butt for your opponent. Mistworm. Anyone who runs Treeborn should have a Mistworm in their extra deck, because if you pull it off, it's pretty bad for your opponent, because it removes 3 cards from the field and adds them back to their hand. And then since I'm running Formula and Stardust, I thought, what the hey, why not? Shooting Star Dragon. Fun stuff. So that's my extra deck. This has been a Monarch deck update from DannyBoy018. Questions, comments, and concerns, leave in the comment section below. Thank you, and I will see you guys later, probably.